I guess that like when I first experienced God, like for myself, I was like 12, 13 years old. I kind of heard, the whole church thing and gone along like when I was younger a little bit with my mum, and she'd kind of, just take me along on a weekly basis, but there wasn't really a lot of things there for my age and it just wasn't necessarily like a real thing to me. It was just a practical thing, like just going along on a Sunday. And then like when I was like 12, 13 years old, went along to youth camp, and I didn't know anybody or anything like that because it wasn't a place that I'd been to before or anything like that. And so I went and made some amazing friends, and in like one of the meetings there, one of the people speaking was that he kind of like drew a line on the ground, and he said, this is your opportunity now, like to make a choice for God, to make a decision for God, and if you want that, and if you want that to be a change now, if you want to choose to make that change now, then step over this line, and the whole room of kids at that point, we all just got up and just moved over to the other side of the room, and it was like a really powerful experience, and it was my first ever experience of God where like it became real to me at that time. It was like I was conscious of his presence in my life and sort of learned that I had access to him, like free access to God and to his presence. I was just so gripped, and like it was what he was speaking of, it was like it was talking directly to me. The biggest challenges that I faced at that time was like school and friendships that I have there, because secondary school is such an intense place to be and at times like when I would be struggling or feel pressured or anything like that, it was like I had this new kind of hope in those times, something to put my worries and my fears into, like just to have a place of refuge. And I guess that's the best way I can describe it, because it just felt like I now had this secret, safe place that I could turn to in times where I was maybe scared or had confrontational times at school where I was faced with these different things. I guess like with some of my friends, like still from school and things like that know that I go to church and things like that, they've always sort of respected that. They've always been appreciative that is what comes first for me, and that is how now I'm choosing to live my life, that I'm first seeking God and I'm first serving the Lord. So sometimes, if we're hanging out and we're having a good time or whatever, we're having a good catch up and things like that, and it's something that they're quite inquisitive about at times, and I love it because I can really feel God sort of using me at times, where quite often if they're having a difficult time and you're able to give hope to someone. Without him, I wouldn't be able to freely love and to forgive. God's love gives me the freedom to see myself as he sees me. He says that I'm his daughter, and he says that I'm made in his image, and at times, like in this world, like the world can sometimes want you to see yourself in a different way, and like with celebrities and magazines and things like that can make you feel like you don't fit that mold, but I'm made how I'm meant to be made, that I'm me, and that I can't try and be anybody else because I'm me.